Hello my dear lovely students. Today I am discussing Plant Kingdom class 11 chapter number 3 NCERT questions and answers part 2. In this video I am discussing very short and short answer type questions which is really very helpful for your board exam. Welcome back once again in your biology class. This is Nausin and you are watching your most favorite channel Educational Support. So my dear lovely students, are you ready to crack your board exam? So let's get started. Question number 1 is, food is stored as floridin starch in Rhodophyceae. Mannitol is the reserve food material of which group of algae? So mannitol is mainly utilized as the reserve food material in the brown algae of your Phyceae group. Question number 2 is, give an example of plants with a haplontic life cycle, diplontic life cycle and haplodiplontic life cycle. So haplontic life cycle is found by Volvox, Pyrogyra and Chlamydomonas. The dominant phase in these plants is gametophytic phase, which develops from a haploid spores. Diplontic life cycle is found in mainly gymnosperms and angiosperms. So the dominant phase in this plant is diploid and sporophyte plant develop from zygote. Haplodiplontic life cycle is found in bryophytes and pteridophytes. So here haploid gametophytic stage alternates with diploid saprophytic stage. Question number 3 is, the plant body in higher plants is well differentiated and well developed. Roots are the organs used for the purpose of absorption. What is the equivalent of roots in the less developed lower plants? So roots-like structures called rhizoids are mainly present instead of roots for the purpose of absorption in lower plants such as the bryophytes and the pteridophytes. Question number 4 is, most algal genera show haplontic life cycle. Name an alga which is haplodiplontic and diplontic. So haplodiplontic type of life cycle is mainly found in Ectocarpus and Polysaphonia. Here diploid saprophytic phase alternate with haploid gametophytic phase. And diplontic life cycle mainly is found in Fucus. So here the main plant body is saprophytic. Question number 5 is, in bryophytes, male and female sex organs are called dash and dash. So in bryophytes, male sex organ is called antheridium and the female sex organ is called archegonium. The gametophyte in bryophytes bears the premature sex organs in the form of antheridia, which produces flagellate antherozoites, and the archegonia is female part which has single egg cell. Here I am discussing short answer type questions. So question number 1 is, why are bryophytes called the amphibians of the plant kingdom? Amphibians are certain species that live both on earth and in water. So bryophytes are called plant kingdom amphibians even though these plants live in soil and they require water for sexual reproduction. The bryophyte sperm, which is antherozoites, is flagellate and requires water to swim into the eggs. In other words, unlike other plants, bryophytes plants involve water for reproduction they are called amphibians. Question number 2 is, the male and female reproductive organs of several pteridophytes and gymnosperms are comparable to floral structures of angiosperms. Make an attempt to compare the various reproductive parts of pteridophytes and gymnosperms with reproductive structures of angiosperms. So the structures are as: in gymnosperm, a distinct male gametophyte is always present. Antheridium is not present. Male gametes may or may not be flagellated, and male gametes reach the female gametes through the pollen tubes, and female gametes enclose inside an ovule. So in case of pteridophytes, a distinct male gametophyte is absent, antheridium is present, male gametes are flagellated, male gametes reach the female gamete by flowering in water, and female gametes not enclosed inside the ovule. In case of angiosperm, angiosperms have small pollen grains that spread genetic information from flower to flower. You know that. All angiosperms have stamens, and stamens are the reproductive structures found in plants, the flowers that produce the pollen grains that carry the male genetic information. So the sporophyte, which is the dominant plant in the life cycle, is differentiated into roots, stem and limbs. So presence of single functional megaspore which is permanently retained within the nucleus or megasporangium. Question number 3 is heterospory, that is formation of two types of spores, microspores and megaspores, is a characteristic feature in the life cycle of a few members of pteridophytes and all spermatophytes. Do you think heterospory has some evolutionary significance in plant kingdom? So certain plants which produces two spores are called heterospory. You know very well. So two types of spores are produced are heterosporic plants. Small spores are microspores which germinate into male gametophytes, and large spores are macrospores which develop into female gametophyte. So therefore heterospory obviously I think has evolutionary significance in plant kingdom. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell and turn on the notification. So tata, bye bye, see you in the next video.